Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Jason Bitbender Brink, and we have Adam Price here as well. And
Hello.
today we're going to talk to you guys about Gala V2 and some of the cool stuff that's coming with that. But before we do this, Adam, do you mind? Can I just like divert just a tiny bit here?
Yes. Two.
So for the last 45 minutes, I've been hanging out in the Gala Gold community, and it's been fun. It's been a fun 45 minutes or so. We've got a node vote coming up here about whether NFTs should or nodes should be turned into or should have the option of being turned into NFTs. And I feel like there's some major points that people don't understand. And I know that that's not at all what we're supposed to be talking about today, because this is the Gala V2 AMA. But I need to deal with a couple things before they continue to smolder away in gold, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
So, first point, guys, the vote is about whether or not you want the option to turn a node into an NFT. It is not a requirement that you turn a node into an NFT. It is not a thing that you're forced to do. You don't automatically have to take any sort of action whatsoever. You can continue on with your node as just a license if that's a thing that you would like to do. And if you do that, then none of the rest of these things apply. Okay. So in the node proposal, we essentially have two caveats that we entered as this is maybe a thing in the future. One of them we've talked about for a long time. That is KYC. Okay. That KYC might be a thing that we have to do. We were upfront about that when we talked about having this vote some time ago, and we've mentioned it several times since then. The second piece is that maybe this is a thing that we would want to have people who convert nodes from licenses into NFTs burn some Gala to do so. Don't know what that number is. It's a maybe it's not. Who knows? It's just out there for the time being. But I put both of those things in there, and this is a thing that I put together. Okay, so nobody else can get the heat for this but me. Those are both caveats. They're maybes. Okay, not at all for sure things, but they also don't apply if you don't go through the NFT portion of things. If it's entirely optional, and so if you don't do that, neither of those things apply. And so basically, I just wanted to throw that out there. Oh God, guys, can you stop posting thesaurus pictures back and forth with one another? We don't need to have a one of those conversations. They're doing the thesaurus thing, Adam. They're doing the thesaurus thing on each other. Be nice, everyone. Be nice. We're all friends. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there and basically let everybody know that it is an optional thing, and that the question, the actual vote, and this is the actual vote. The only things that are actually being voted on here is, should Founders Nodes licenses have the option to be converted to NFTs? And your choices are, yes, a pathway to NFThood should be created for Founders Nodes, or no, nodes should stay as licenses on a centralized server. Those are the only two things. All of the rest of the words in that post are just, these may be issues in the future. They may not. We don't know yet. But we put them in there because I'd rather be upfront and disclose that they may be issues in the future than not include them at all. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let's dig into this Gala V2 discussion. Adam, how do you feel about that?
Sounds good. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so there's a few changes that are happening between Gala V1 and Gala V2. There's a few things that people don't necessarily understand about the process that I want to discuss, specifically how exchanges come into this. And basically, let's dig into it, and let's see what kind of questions people have. What do you see as the biggest improvement between Gala V1 and Gala V2, Price? I'm going to go ahead and
It should
pull
be
up some
much more
questions.
efficient. It should be much cheaper gas-wise. We're using a lot of standardized contracts instead of home-built ones. There weren't a lot of open source libraries to leverage back when we first
Right.
launched. So that's going to be a lot of benefits. Keeps things simpler. Should be more secure. Should be more efficient on gas and general usage. So that's going to be great.
I like it. The other thing that I think is important, and just so people understand the process, is we can't kick off conversations with exchanges until we announce that this is a thing that's happening. So people have asked us, "Well, if I keep my token on this exchange, uh, is it going to receive the Gala V2 and things like that?" The reality is that we don't know for most exchanges right now. We're talking to pretty much everybody, but we don't know whether or not for sure they are going to support it. They will not usually let us know, probably for at least a couple weeks. Because what the exchanges have to do is they have to do their own due diligence on things, look at the contract, look at the audit reports, make sure that they're happy with it, and then they make the decision about whether or not to support. But we have to have made the announcement that we're making that transition before those conversations can even be opened. So it's a little bit irritating, and I know that for all of you guys, like, oh well, if I keep my Gala on Coinbase or Binance or pick an exchange, is it going to receive the V2? And we're not going to know that for a while. So what we're telling everybody is that the best thing that you can do is to, and this doesn't just apply to Gala. This applies to ETH. This applies to Bitcoin. This applies to whatever token you have. You should be keeping it as much as possible on your own address, on your own cold wallet, on your own device that is not in any way, shape, or form owned by somebody else. It's one of those things. Not your keys, not your crypto. So probably don't keep things on exchanges. That's a really bad way to get pretty badly wrecked. So that doesn't mean that these exchanges won't support. We don't know yet, though. So if you're worried, take it off the exchange, put it in your own address that you control, and then you should be fine. The other thing that's really, 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 really important to note is that try not to keep any of your tokens in anything that's locked in a smart contract
Yeah.
during the drop. So what does this mean, right? What this means is, for example, if you take Uniswap or pick a decentralized exchange, right? You've added a token to a liquidity pool. That liquidity pool is specifically written for that token. Okay. If you were to put another token into that liquidity pool, you cannot get it out if it were to get sent to that address. So if you have Gala V1 in a Uniswap contract, at the moment that snapshot happens, that snapshot will capture the amount of Gala that is in the Uniswap pool, and that V2 Gala will still go to that address because we will be dropping it to those addresses, but nobody's ever going to be able to get it out. It's just going to be stuck in there forever. And you don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. Nobody would enjoy that. So those are two important things. Don't keep it on an exchange, and don't keep it in a smart contract of any sort. And if you happen to be there, for example, there are a few large funds that we're aware of that do have like multi-sig gnosis contracts and things like that. You feel free to reach out to us, and you can come into our Discord. You can ping me, send me a message on Twitter if you want to. Or the guy that you really want to talk to is Gurulanius. He's our sort of exchange manager. So you can come in and talk to him, and we'll answer whatever questions you guys have. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit some of the questions that people have. What do you think, Adam?
Sounds good.
How are you doing today, man?
I'm great.
Having a good day?
It is sunny for the first time in a long time.
Sunny? What?
You jelly?
It's actually sunny here too. You know what I did this morning? I
So,
went I went on a hill run. Yeah. It
okay.
was it was not pleasant. It was more of a hill fat man shamble, um, my feet moved, and there was elevation change involved. It was unpleasant. Okay,
Awesome.
good lord. I am going through upgrade discussion.
Yeah, you
Okay,
got the
so
link.
let's see. Yep, I got the link. Who is Bitbender and Price? That's a great question. Who are you, Price?
I
Thank you,
am
Hackies.
an old timer here at Gala. I've been here for about 3 years. Been here since almost the very, very beginning. I was CTO for a few years. Nowadays, I run the platform team. So when you have the Gala Games platform, you have the back end that supports our other businesses as well. I lead the engineering team for that. Talk
Okay,
nerdy
there
to
you
me.
go. And he does like it when you talk nerdy. I am Jason Brink. A lot of people call me Bitbender. I'm the president of blockchain here at Gala Games, and I'm the person that puts together a lot of those votes that people get angry about. So, and you often run into me in Discord in the Gala Gold channel, and yeah, oh goodness, there's lots of new people here too. Okay. Why did we go with an airdrop over a swap? So the main reason that I felt like this was probably the best way, and we're not looking at it as an airdrop, as a one-to-one replacement of the old token, essentially. I did not want to make it something where the users would have to go and actually conduct the swap, because people tend to get left behind. And one of the things that's the most frustrating about this space is when you realize that there was some sort of swap and you missed that window, and too bad. So this is going to be just a replacement, and what's the superseding of the V1 token with the V2 token. So essentially, same token, just more features. Got some more bells and whistles on.
I think also worth adding there that with the swap, we would be putting all of the gas costs on our community,
Yeah,
thousands and thousands of dollars. With this approach, we're going to eat that for you guys.
yeah, and it's not cheap, by the way.
No.
Um, do we need to hold the tokens after? You mean Doom Guy? I'm assuming you're asking about the V1 tokens after the snapshot, V1 snapshot. Those tokens will not have any utility whatsoever in our ecosystem. We are considering them replaced by the V2 tokens. Okay. What about tax consequences? We are not tax professionals. Speak to your own tax professional about that.
Rod had a question about upgradability.
Yeah, go for it. Hit it.
Yeah, so this is an upgradable contract, and I saw someone did ask about it being a proxy contract as well. The reason it is a proxy contract is because it is upgradable. It allows us to make additional changes in the future, add additional features as new EIPs come online, and other changes to like ERC20 supporting standards. So we have that opportunity. We won't have to do this again. Current
Yes.
V1 is not upgradable. That's a critical thing here. That's making us go through this process. But yeah, if you follow through Etherscan through to the proxy, you will see the fully verified source code there, so you can check out everything in there if you want to take a look.
And it's also mentioned in the audits as well, which we've posted, if I recall. So you should be able to get access to whatever contracts you'd like to there. Da, 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 da. So if I transfer them to my MetaMask, they're not crypto. Not sure what that question is. What are the specific new functions of Gala V2 that V1 cannot do, minus upgradability? I think the biggest one is the way that the burns are handled. Right now with V1, burns are not handled correctly. So the supply numbers get wonky as things are burnt. And because our bridges operate and we should probably talk a little bit about bridges, because our bridges operate on a burning basis, at least that's the direction that we want to go for everything. We don't want to have a situation where stuff has been bridged back and forth a bunch of times, and then the supply numbers get increasingly wonky. So there's that. The other thing is there's some security improvements as well that make it so that the contract itself is locked up behind I think we're using a Gnosis safe. Is that right, Price?
Yeah.
That the
For the like administrative aspects will require multi-sig. Yep.
awesome. So that's awesome.
I think we got I forget the EIP number off the top of my head, but implicit approval for bridging. So rather than needing to approve Gala for use with our bridge and pay gas for a separate transaction and wait longer, et cetera, it's implicitly approved.
Nice. Sivorg asks, how are Gala V1 tokens to be differentiated from V2? Can somebody be duped into accepting V1 then thinking they're getting V2? Well, we will obviously do everything that we can to make it clear that V1 has been deprecated. So we're going to work to get the logo changed everywhere that we can. It's going to be removed from from tracking on like CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. Those are all being upgraded. We've already contacted everybody about that. So it shouldn't look the same as the actual V2 Gala, which is going to just be Gala. It's just a different token. You have the same problem right now where somebody could create some random token and call it Gala and send you some random token that looks like it's Gala. Like, that's a thing that could happen right now, and this doesn't change that risk at all. This is one of the sometimes frustrating realities that we have to deal with in a centralized world. Brondo, what hard questions you got? I'm here. Hit me. What do you got?
Yeah, keep in mind, we're not looking at YouTube chat. We're looking at the Discord channel, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's right. We should probably tell people where we are. If you'd like to join in this discussion, come to galagames.chat, and we have a Gala ecosystem discussion thread going, I believe this is. And so that's where I'm pulling questions from right now. So yeah. Approximately how many ETH will we spend to airdrop V2? Do we pay the market rate, or is there a special discount from the Ethereum Foundation? God, I wish. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be amazing. No, that's not a thing as far as I know. And if it is a thing, if there is a special discounted rate for Ethereum, somebody please tell me, because that would be awesome. We have no idea what it's going to be. We're just committed to going through with it, because that's one of the frustrating things about it is, like, who knows what gas prices are going to do. So let's hope.
My back of the napkin math was between 150 and 250 ETH.
Yeah, 150 to 250 ETH. So that's back of the napkin. It's not nothing. Okay. Brondo, I literally just answered the question about why we decided to go with a drop instead of a swap. This is you're asking questions about taxes and things like that. That's not questions that we can answer for you. So we don't answer those questions because we're not tax professionals. What we're doing, and this is what we're supposed to be doing, is doing whatever is best for the ecosystem as a whole. And that ecosystem requires the functionality that the V2 has, and V1 will have no purpose or no use after this. If you don't like that, if you don't want to, participate in that at all, it's fully up to you. You can go ahead and, burn your Gala now if you want. You can sell your Gala now if you want. If you don't want to take part of the V2, totally up to you, man. Your call. And
I had a question in there that I thought I would address. Is
yeah,
why V2 and not direct to Geary on the new chain?
Ooh, yes.
We did talk about that as an approach, but
and
ultimately,
I screamed bloody murder and said we can't do that. Yeah, there was that.
It would leave behind everyone who doesn't have an account on Gala or on Geary today, because there is no distinct mapping between Ethereum wallets, or guaranteed mapping between Ethereum wallets and Geary wallets.
Yeah. So there's that, and then the other issue is that most of the exchanges that Gala V1 is out there on right now don't have Geary integrated. We're obviously talking to some right now about doing that, but it's not done yet. And so if we were to force everything to be Geary only, it would result in a delisting of Gala across the board, which I don't think is something most people want.
Someone also, I don't see it now, but someone was asking about Treasure Chest Gala.
Yeah.
After the snapshot, after V2 goes live, claiming from your treasure chest will be V2 Gala.
Yeah. Okay. And let's see. You will still have the V1 tokens. What will this look like? There will be 2 tokens, but the old Gala V1 will just have like a little logo that says like deprecated or something, depending on how MetaMask updates these things. Bullhound, glad you're here. We're proceeding. Are we still in partnership with Flare Network? Not the topic of discussion today, but yes. Will V2 make it easier to unload to Jiri when that time comes? Yes, actually it will, and it will make it so that it doesn't work. Let's see. You can call Gala V1 whatever you want, because that's not a thing that we're going to have anything to do with.
Vess wants to know, when is Price going to grow his full beard out again? Never again. Never again. If you saw me at Galaverse 1 with how epic it was, no, never doing it again. It's too painful. It's too annoying.
It does get really itchy. It gets really itchy. I get
Sorry, that's not the
corners.
topic we're discussing. My bad.
Okay, let's see. Can you take Gala V1 and make your own fun with blackjack and booze? If you want, you do whatever you want. It's not a token we have anything to do with after this point.
Interoperability. You can do it indeed.
Even or Ivan, what will happen to the Gala you bought in Revolut? I have no idea. I would go ahead and, if you can, get them in your own wallet. Like, that's the number one thing that I want to drive home to everybody, is that get your Gala into your own wallet as much as possible.
Victor Duran, just to clarify, will Geary Gala need to be converted to ETH Gala in order to receive the airdrop? No.
Well, it's not an airdrop. It's just that's already on a different contract already, and that contract isn't the one we're talking about here. Let's see. Take the V1 Gala of the Miranda's Taverns and burn it. I like that idea, but I don't think that that's gonna be helpful for anybody. Okay, what other questions you guys have? I do think you should. And cool, yes, it is 250,000 wallets, roughly. I think it was 243,000 when I looked at it the other day.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Should we be transferring Gala from Treasure Chest to ETH for the airdrop? You can if you want, but not needed. Excuse me, guys. Still dying a little bit.
Will V2 support hardware wallet integration? Yeah, I mean, V1 wallet, or V1 does as well. It's an ERC20, so any hardware wallets that support the ERC20 standard will work.
Jimmy from Canada, will CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko stats for Gala V2 be reflected in real time, be more accurate? Yes, they should be. If someone leaves something up on OpenSea in old Gala after the airdrop date, that would be a disaster. Yes, it would. We're talking to OpenSea about this specific thing, but there isn't really anything that we can do about that. So if you've got stuff up there and you've listed it in Gala, and you as you get closer to that date where that snapshot happens, you may want to not have that around. I do not currently have any information on Bitrue being involved. Def, welcome. I see that you're a new user. So, hi. It says I'm supposed to say hi. Welcome to our channel here.
What's your favorite utility in-game that this new contract will allow? Well, most of our in-game utilities are going to be driven by Geary, but what this will allow us to do is have bidirectional bridging of Gala. So that's a pretty big, useful aspect of this.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm changing my music in the background there.
Will old Gala be swapped automatically, or do I have to sell them and buy the new? No, it is automatic. As long as you have custody of your Gala V1.
Yeah. So the Zoro Gala asks about the node governance vote. We're not going to talk about that right now. I introed with that a little bit, but we will do another thing. I'm going to see if I can get something on the calendar for tomorrow because I know people have a lot of questions and I want to dig in on it with them. Will V2 eliminate the possibility of Gala tokens on other chains like Binance? That's never a thing that gets eliminated, but it will make it so that if there is a bridge, that bridge can operate as a non-collateralized bridge and can actually be a burning bridge. Let's see. The B Gala thing on Bitrue, that was 100% them. We have no idea. They didn't even reach out to us on it. They just kind of did their own thing. Let's see here. What else? Other questions. I'm scrolling up because I know people asked so many questions that we were not here for. If you have your Gala tokens in a spot wallet, for example, Mohammed asks about Binance Spot Wallet. We don't know if Binance is going to support this yet. As soon as we know, we will obviously let you guys know, but I would recommend keeping your tokens in your own wallet. Let's see.
Our community's hilarious. I don't know.
What are they doing now? I'm scrolled up here. If you're in Ledger Nano, should be fine. Say again?
Nothing. What is bidirectional bridging? Right now, you can't bridge Gala from Geary to Ethereum. So that's still forthcoming.
Yeah. Now, what is the ETA on that? I don't think it's going live at the same time, is it? Or no?
That's a conversation we need to have. It's not impossible.
Okay. Well, this is a conversation that we need to have. We're not going to have it on...
Not in front of the entire community.
On live. Hi, guys. Can we have a wrestling match between the three teams in Gala? Film versus music versus games? No, because games would absolutely crush them. Absolutely destroy them. It wouldn't even be fair.
Is that because we're gamers? Is that because we're
no? It's because we're all like big, gigantic, beefy, bearded dudes. Like, come on, you, me, and Patrick and John just link arms and run. It would be terrible. It's like Shield Wall, Red Rover. It'd be awful. How important is Geary and why? What other big protocols are adopting it? That's not really how this works. But Geary does a lot for the ecosystem as a whole. The first thing it does is it's one of the first chains and protocols that was specifically built for gaming and to handle the transaction throughput necessary for gaming. Also connecting in with the way that our node network works, which, by the way, you can go to explorer.gala.com to actually see the Explorer right now. I don't think we've actually made a public announcement about that, but it is neat. Are we implying that Irrelevant has weak arms? Are we implying that? I don't think we're implying that. He's pretty tough.
Yeah, he's a buff dude for sure.
James is a buff dude. He's buff enough that I wouldn't want to tangle with him. He's also spectacularly bearded. Not
Will
that
there
beards actually, matter in this context, but he
style
does have a
points?
good beard.
Vendi, will there be another upgrade from V2 to V3 when Geary launches? Nope. This is an upgradable contract, so if there's any further changes we need to make, it won't require this whole process.
Yeah, and that will be nice.
So just to be clear, the upgrade only applies to Gala on ETH, not Gala on Geary. Yes, that is correct.
Yes. Will the games and music team fight to the death? No, we're not going to do that. We're sort of separate entities here, but we are all friends.
So Moo Ant, how soon after the snapshot will the new Gala be dropped? So we're going to start it immediately. But our calculations right now are saying 70-ish hours total runtime. So it might take a little bit before you receive your V2.
Oh, Invictra, what happens with the V1 Gala that Gala Games has? Does it get burned? Are you dumping before users do? Good Lord, man.
Loaded question.
No, if it's in the snapshot, it just stays in the snapshot. It's not a good Lord, that's rough. And we would receive the V2 just like everybody else would. Okay. What happens to the Gala V1 that is swapped after snapshot? It's after that snapshot, we don't watch that contract at all. So whatever happens has nothing to do with us and would not receive the V2. Vic Duran, the snapshot exact time is in, I believe it's in one of the articles that we've posted. And if it's not, we'll make sure that gets in there right away. But I think as we get closer, we'll actually give a block height price, I believe is the plan.
Yep.
So just, keep watching our blog.gala.games for additional information on that. Question, the Zorro Gala, which exchanges will be available for Gala V2 once is ready? That's not really a price question, but he can answer it while I die.
We don't know.
No, we don't know. It's the idea is, honestly, guys, this is not. I know this seems like a big scary thing for everybody, but upgrading to new tokens is a fairly common thing, and exchanges are very used to this. So I don't anticipate that we're going to have a lot of problems. The biggest issue we have is with the smaller exchanges that don't necessarily pay attention, and they're not quite as responsive. So that's the bigger issue, is making sure that all the little exchanges have done what they're supposed to do in terms of the upgrade. Most of the bigger exchanges handle this sort of thing all the time. Okay. Will I die before Jiri Project's name is released? No, I hope not. I definitely hope not.
No guarantees.
No guarantees. I can't protect you, but I hope that that's not the case. And yes, cool, migrations super standard. It's not a weird thing at all. It's quite normal. That was actually one of the interesting things, is when we first announced this, people were like, "What? What is this? I've never heard of this before." I'm like, "You're new to crypto, aren't you?" Very, very new. Okay. And yes, don't hold an exchange. Keep it on your own wallet. Vess has a great question. If you don't have the full beard, how can we trust you, Adam?
Caught out by
I'm
a
just reading the
technicality.
question. I'm just reading the questions. Just
First
don't
time I've
shave
been
again.
stumped today.
Just don't shave. Like, you and shaving is not okay. Just, it's terrible. Will Geary allow others to create their own token contracts or their own L2 networks using Gala as the gas for their network? Yes, that is the plan. That's definitely a thing that we would like to see happening, for sure. Can we get a weekly Gala AMA or weekly update video? It would really cut down on confusion. I'm down for a weekly AMA. Paul, how do you feel about a weekly AMA? Paul says we can make it happen. Let's do that. Let's do a weekly AMA with it'll be at least me and probably special guests. Let's get that on the calendar. What day does everybody want for a weekly AMA for the people who are listening? Go ahead and drop the best time that is convenient for you and date, and let me see if I can, sentiment check that, and we'll get something on the schedule. Leon wants Thursdays. Bullhound says yes to weekly AMAs. Can you guys give examples to all of what can be done with V2 Gala? The V2 Gala, guys. It's just Gala. It's not.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about it. The contract has certain things that the original contract did not have. I wish the original contract had these things, because if it did, it would make it way easier for us to do this. Let's see. Will claiming from treasure chest after snapshot be V2? Yes.
Yes. Invictra, do we have to be careful for exchanges like Uniswap? Yes.
Yes.
Uniswap contracts are not standard. They will get dropped to V2 and it will not be retrievable. So
yeah, take it. Make sure that you take it out of Uniswap before the snapshot. S Reaper, I'm glad that you're happy with the AMA. We're here to answer questions. I don't know. I'm torn. What do you guys think? Like, there's like this Monday or Friday AMA thing. So it's like a beginning of the week recap of the week. Personally, for me, Fridays work way better because Mondays are usually a cascading disaster show of stuff that has to happen, whereas Fridays tend to be a little bit more chill.
Vess is just trolling now. Do I have this right? I need to keep it all on an exchange.
Vess, come on, man. No. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions that people have? I think we've hit a lot of the questions that people have. Will there be native staking on chain for Gala V2? That's not a thing that's in the contract. No, but you can take that Gala V2 and go to a lot of other places that do enable staking and what.
Governor wants to know, how will we know once the snapshot has been done? We will announce here.
We will announce, but we'll also announce a block height in advance.
Yeah.
And the way that well, the blockchain works is that, we could pick a random block height from a week ago and then just go back to that block height and see what the state of the chain was at that moment. So it's not like a snapshot where we're actually having to take a picture. It's just, the moment in time, and that's what all of the balance is. Quick, a node vote. No, I'm not doing another node vote on this. How's progress coming along in Gala as a whole from Smiling Monster? I'm super, super, super excited about the way that things are going right now. We're tracking in a good direction. We're getting a lot of stuff out. A lot of games are coming to market. A lot of progress is being made. Things are really, really, really looking up in a lot of different ways. And I'm very excited about it. Maximum supply of V2 is the same as V1. 50 billion. That's not changing. None of the basic tokenomics are changing. All of the tokenomics are exactly the same as V1. So that none of that is changing at all. Let's see. Already asked, what are their plans to make Geary open source? Yes, there are plans. When API for Geary soon, I hope. How much of a competitor do you see as Ultra? I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I've seen some stuff, but...
Hi, Rostakip. Long time no see.
Rostakip! I like Rostakip. Rostakip makes good stuff.
Indeed.
And let's see. What other questions? Friday, but not the same time as the Townstar AMA. Yes, don't worry. I wouldn't overlap like that. That wouldn't be nice. During the V2 process, all NFTs in the game store will not be available for purchase. They'll just be available for purchase in V2. That's it. We're going to be pulling that trigger and making that switch at the same moment. Can you talk more about the broader burn mechanic across the ecosystem? Specifically, what are you looking for, Eroshausen? TPS for Geary. The cool thing about Geary is that we can horizontally scale as much as we need to, so it's functionally unlimited as long as we open up new channels for whatever it is that we have to do. So
Shard.
for example, if you had a let's take a game, right, and you had one specific type of transaction that was super 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 common, we could open up a channel just for that specific transaction, and it would just handle that. And so we can do that as many times as necessary across as many games as necessary. Let's see. Will Geary have batch transactions? I think that is a thing that we will be doing. Yeah. Rost Kip says hello. What is the date of the swap? The date of it's not really a swap. You will receive the V2 Gala on May 15th.
Gala V2 will be interoperable between all the games or just some? It's feeling like
It's
an
Gala
all
V2.
thing.
It's an all thing for sure. Are the bridges being updated prior to the switch? Any bridge that we
Yes,
operate,
ours.
our bridges are definitely being updated. Any other random bridges that some random person set up, those are, up to them. I'm hoping that they definitely, update things, but we really have no control over that whatsoever. Or in many cases, even communication. Where do you get awesome shirts? Actually, hold on one second.
Got to join
Let
the
me pop
company.
up Slack really quick. Okay, cool. So there will be some merch that comes online next week for people. I literally just opened up Slack to see if Eric had answered my question. So merch will be available for sale starting next week. So there you go. If you could get games using other games NFTs, even as minor cosmetics, that would be great. That's something that we've always wanted to have happen. Um, you know, but it really boils down to what users or what the game developers rather would like to do. Okay. So I think this pretty much I think we've answered most of the questions. Do you feel like we've answered most of the questions?
I do.
How will lending, borrowing, renting work on Geary from Smile and Monster? Not really related to V2, but essentially you can lock and delegate access to NFTs.
Will Gala
Uh,
V2 make me better at spider tanks? No.
I'm sorry, Grok. It won't make me better either. So, will Gala V2, ETH, and Geary abide by the same total supply rules? Yes. Will Gala V2 make me better at CEX? Nice. Nice.
No
Well
comment.
done. I almost said it, Grok this. Holding Gala in MetaMask or Trust Wallet, that should be okay.
Yep.
Trust Wallet, you actually get your mnemonic, right? Yeah, I think you do. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Any plans to reduce creators' fees? Creators' fees aren't really enforceable on most sales platforms. So I think that they're at that rate right now. And, I don't think that that's going to change. But fortunately, we don't need a Silk V2 because a lot of this stuff is already in Silk. So not all of it, but I don't think we made Silk upgradable, did we? I don't think so. But
Maybe. Let me check.
not 100% on that. But at the very least, it handles burns correctly, which is important. Like
Right.
that's the big thing that we really need. When merch leaks, there'll be some merch leaks in Gala Gold today. Will there be orange glasses? No, one of a kind. Sorry, Boney Chill. I do. So I actually met. I got to meet Boney Chill, and I promised that I would give him my my original white Gala chainmail hoodie that Charlie hates. So I've got to get that shipped out here. I'm waiting for samples for new hoodies to show up. You know, then I will be able to start getting those out to people as well. Holding Gala in your ledger, that is a fantastic place to hold Gala.
Yes.
Ledger, Trezor, both fantastic options. MetaMask is a third choice there. That's great. Okay, guys. So I think we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. Go ahead and make sure that you like and subscribe. Like button, and then hit the little subscribe dingy bell thing as well so that you get notifications. Charlie hates it. I don't know why Charlie hates it. I don't know. I assume it's a deep character fault. There's really no other. It's got to be a deep character fault. I hope you're listening, Charlie. I love you. But yeah, go ahead, like and subscribe, and join us in our Discord at galagames.chat. I've got about 10 minutes, and I'm going to be in the Gala Gold chat answering questions for about 10 minutes, and then I have another live stream that I have to go do with Rex Economy. So that's going to be fun, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Out.